Hi everybody, good afternoon. Okay, how are you? How is your Deepavali weekend? I hope you enjoy the Festival of Light, okay? So I record this session for the online class for 22nd, 22 October. Okay. The university allow us to do online learning, so I decide to record this session. I will try to explain in the best way I can, because usually I love to have interaction in class. Okay, so um, when I explain the slide, I will give some tasks to you to do. Okay, I hope you will do the task, and then I will provide one submission folder so that you can submit your work based on the today record. We will review your work in the next class, which is on 26 October. Okay? Right. So now we go to lecture 5, topic 5, which is we want to understand more about transport supply and demand. So the objective of study, first, transport economic studies the consumption of transport services for movement of people and goods over space and time, careful management of limited and scarce resources in transport. The topic covered mainly privatization, nationalization, regulation, pricing, economic stimulus, financing, funding, expenditures, demand, production, and externalities. Transport supply and demand is the expression of the capacity of transportation infrastructures and modes over a geographically distributed transport system and for a specific period of time. Service frequency network. Transport demand, expression of the transport need, number of people, volume, tons per unit of time, and space measurement of transport, okay, which is in passenger over kilometer or per mile or ton per mile. Okay, this is all of term that we should understand. First, we need to understand the relationships between supply and demand. Okay. First, we need to elaborate the fundamental characteristic of transport supply and demand, and then we must able to identify the factors that determine the transport supply and demand. Third, explore the relationships between transport supply and demand. Analyze the traffic supply and demand on the market, on the transport market. And last but not least is understand the effects of supply or the demand curve shift on equilibrium prices and the equilibrium quantities of transport services based on statistical method of correlation analysis and microeconomics analysis. Okay, the supply and demand is mutually interrelated. Okay, means that if there is many supply, should be because high of demand. Okay, should be when we know the demand is lower, the supply should also lower. There is one point intersection of line, supply and demand will intersect. Okay, where we say we reach the equilibrium. Okay, what is the equilibrium point? Where the quantity of transport the market willing to use or to pay at given price and the quantity supply for the price level with several consideration. Okay, and in order for us to decide the price for the market, we must also consider other aspects such as the entry costs, the public sectors, and the elasticity of demand. So what is transport supply? Transport supply is the capacity of specific transportation infrastructure and modes over a period of time. Transport demand is the mobility of needs at certain time and period, either fully satisfied, partially satisfied, or not satisfied. Okay. This sentence say that the demand will be fluctuated up and down. Sometimes we got high demand for certain mode. Okay, example, during the Raya, right? The high demand of express bus because people want to go for holiday. And then when we talk about supply, of course, we cannot fully satisfy everybody. Okay? There is no condition where everybody will give us full mark, will give us a full star rate. But in our side, we must give the best to provide the supply. Second sentence. Transport demand is generated by the economy, which is composed of persons, institutions, and industries, and which generates movement of people and freight. Okay, so this sentence says that when we want to talk about demand, it is not just what people want, what the community want, what the lay people want. Okay, but we must also consider what institutions needs, what industry needs. Okay. Example, let's say we build a Bukit Kayu Hitam industrial park. So what the industry need? The industry need a better highway so that big wide truck can use the highway. We also need extra space for the motorcycle so that it will be safe for the worker that use the motorcycle to go to work. Or the government can provide the bus for the worker. Or the government can provide rail like train, LRT to support the industry. Third sentence. Each transport mode fulfills the purpose of supporting mobility, accessibility, and connectivity. What does this mean? It means that when we talk about demand, we cannot only look for one mode of transport. We must look on overall all type of mode of transport, how to work together as a system. Fourth sentence. We know that transportation is a service. It is a non-tangible business like other business such as security guard, pest control service, hotel and so on. So, when we understand that transportation or logistics is a non-tangible business, we can coordinate, we can manage the supply to meet the correct demand, such as the demand of time, the demand of utilities, comfortable of the transportation. Next, transport supply is mobility that occurs over transport infrastructures having fixed capacity. What that sentence mean? Okay, what is infrastructures? I give you example, such as express bus. The infrastructures is the bus station. Let's say we take TBS, Terminal Bandar Tasik Selatan, right? I think so. TBS. At one time, it should be only one number of bus express can accommodate at the central. That's why when there is festival, got little bit chaos, congestion when people want to depart, go into their bus. But we cannot do anything because it is a structured infrastructures for the mode. Next, transport demand in relation to location of resources, factories, distribution centers, market, circumstances, quantity of packs, freight increase, distance of these packs, and freight. Okay. When we talk about demand, we cannot only talk about what people want. We must think what the country need. Example, usually place that become resources, production, usually agriculture, mining. We must provide good transportation infrastructures so that we can bring out the product to the port, to the industrial area. We also must consider other factors such as the distribution centers. Where should we build the warehouse so that we can deliver the product to the end customer? Sometimes the demand exists because of the circumstances. Example, during the COVID, there is increase in the demand of the land transport for parcel delivery and food delivery. And next is the quantity of the packs. When we build an industrial area, big one, successful one. So we expect the number of freight, the goods will increase. More container truck will go inside the industrial area. Last but not least is the distance where we want to deliver the product. Let's say more production at the north, which is Kedah, and more demand at the west, which is Selangor, and the south, which is Johor. Or we have more demand of our product from overseas, so we want to export. We have two choices. We can deliver our product to nearby, which is Port Klang, or we send through the Thailand port. So which distance is more nearby, the Port Klang or the Thai port, the Thailand port? So we must take into consideration the distance. Usually, the manufacturer will choose the shorter distance from their factory to the port, so that it will reduce their transportation costs. Understand? Okay, now let's do some exercise. Take out one piece of A4 paper. Every one of you, take out one A4 paper. Okay, now you decide one product. Second, you decide where is the production area of the product. Third, what is the distribution network of the product? Don't draw. If you don't like to draw, you can list. Last but not least, please identify your demand of a transportation logistic. Let's say your product is frozen, so you need a refrigerated truck. Let's say your product is paddy, agriculture, so you need a big lorry. It based on your distribution. Let's say your product, you will export it. So your product is, let's say, simple. Let's say it's a shoes, and then you can pack it in box and then you can put in container, and then the container bring by truck go to the train, and then you use the KTM cargo to bring your product to the pinning port, and then from the pinning port you will use the shipment to export your product. So what is your demand? Maybe your demand is manpower for the handling. Maybe your demand is for the cheapest ever transportation because there is no hurry. Okay, so whatever demand is different based on what type of product, distribution network, and also your costing. Same, when we talk about demand of passenger, everybody got different desire, different demand. So different need, different social activity, different work, different responsibility. So how we want to manage a system that meet the need of everyone. Okay, I hope you done with your work. I will provide a submission folder for you to submit your work from the previous slide. Okay, now we go to the next slide, which is transport market. What is market again? Market is any individual, any organization, or even government that involved in the trading activity. So, the market for different product is different. Okay, let's say you talk about cosmetic. The potential customer, the consumer is different type of people. The way of you handling the cosmetic products is different. Okay, now we focus to logistic company. Logistic company. Okay, again. Now we focus on logistic company. Alright. Now you take out another one A4 paper. You choose, you decide one logistic company, any company. Okay, for example, I choose JNT Express Malaysia. Okay, JNT Express Malaysia. Alright. Now, what is market? Market composed of supplier of transport services and users of the services. Well-functioning transport markets should allow transport supply to meet transport demand so that transport needs for mobility are satisfied. An economic system including numerous activities located in different areas generates movement that must be supported by the transport system. Without movements, infrastructures would be useless, and without infrastructures, movement could not occur. or would not occur in a cost-efficient manner. This interdependency can be considered according to two concepts, which are transport, supply and demand. Okay. So, in transport market, it is not just individuals or the society that involved. Okay. However, it also includes other factors such as the infrastructures to make sure that we can meet the demand. Okay, we can meet the demand. Okay. Logistic company is considered as third party transportation. Usually, we refer ourselves as 3PL. Okay? Mean we help. We help other business. We help other company to do their business. Where we support one part of the business activity, which is delivering of their products. So, as a third party, transportation companies come in variety of size depending of the characteristic of the transportation market their service. Okay. Example, you go back to your logistic company. Okay, you go back to your logistic company that you choose. Can you now please list down their service? What kind of transportation that the logistic company use? Okay, I give you an example. For J&T Express, they have domestic shipping and international shipping. Page later. So for domestic shipping, they use van. Okay, and then they have the box truck. Okay, J&T vehicles. Okay, J&T vehicles include motorcycles, car can be 5 or 7-seater, can be pickup trucks, lorries and van. That's one for the domestic. Okay. So now, can you go to the company that you choose? List down the vehicles used by the logistic company. Okay, done. Alright, that's the second assignment. Now we go to the next slide. Own account transportation. Okay, everybody look at the slide. Let's read. The transport user deploys his own transport means to move freight or to travel. The transport user has direct access to a known capacity, but at the risk of a lower level of asset utilization. There is no specific relation between firm size and the use of own account transportation, since such arrangement is used by small local firms having their own delivery vehicles, as well as large corporations such as mining and woods company. Okay, this means that they produce the product and they have their own transportation system. Okay, easy example, let's say bread, Gardenia bread. They have their own trucks. They have their own distribution network, scheduling, and so on. Okay, that's mean by own account transportation. Alright, this will be the last slide for today, which come to the third assignment that you need to submit after you listen to this session. Demand curve. Alright, so what is demand curve? Yeah, it's a curve. So we have the y-axis, which is willingness to pay. Price on the y-axis and willingness to pay on the x-axis. Okay, so we can estimate on how much demand created by the people on that time, and then you know how much you want to charge them. Okay, if you still remember, we go through chapter 11 in the first week. Why? Because you will do program which is related to entrepreneurship. Okay. So, if you still remember, there is term price discrimination, right? So, one of discrimination, demand lah. When there is high demand, you can put higher price. But you must know up the limit, because transportation business don't have the ceiling price. So it's up to you. Okay? Simple example. Let's say when you want to buy plane ticket. If you open the website today and you want to buy the ticket like another 1 year, the price may be 100 ringgit. Then you wait. You wait like another 2 months before the date. You open the web again, you see the price already become 1,000. Same seat, same plane, same destination, but different price. That's the function of the curve. Okay, the function of the curve. That's up to my knowledge lah for today. As we know that knowledge keep um, keep changing by every day. If you want to add your opinion, come. Come tell your opinion in the class. Okay? We will discuss more. So for the third assignment that you need to submit for the next discussion in the next class is, please draw. Please draw a demand curve. It's up to you. It's up to you what situation you refer when you want to draw the curve. Okay? Maybe you say this demand curve you create based on location. Location. Okay? Every location got different demand. And then you see this demand curve based on the type of the logistic company, which is you focus on food delivery only, or you focus on the international shipping only, or you focus on the documentation only. It's up to you. It's your curve. Okay? So we will stop today, and I hope you can finish your 3 assignments that we will review in the next class. Thank you very much for your time. May God bless us. Thank you.